What's going on, guys? It's Josh here, future filmmaker doing our 40 reviews where I talk movies, TV, and music, and welcome to another live watch along that I was supposed to do last year for the anniversary of this particular movie, but um, because of personal stuff going around, I had to put this on hold until now, and so we are going to be doing a live watch along for Venom. I know this is long overdue. I do have it in my DVD player, which is the Blu-ray player, and I am watching it here on my Chromebook. So I am going to turn it down. I'm live doing this from my phone, so it's been a long time coming, and so we are now finally watching Venom. So with that being said, I haven't played it yet, but we're on the main menu, and so with that being said, we're gonna watch Venom, and we got our comment here from Eddie, which Network 98 Live, which he said, "Hey," which is, "Hey, just how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, Eddie." And so with that being said, we're gonna start Venom. It is gonna take a while for it to get to the movie, and you'll have to excuse my voice, guys. I'm fighting a little bit of allergies right now. So, with that being said, we're gonna press play on the movie, and we'll get started. Also, if you do have a copy of this movie on DVD or Blu-ray, or if you don't have the Blu-ray or 4K or whatever, watch it on digital or find it wherever you can. It's also on Stars. So, with that being said, we're gonna watch Venom and just have fun talking about it, and also kind of nitpicking a lot of the things. So, we have the Sony logo here. And now we have the Columbia logo here. Because Sony always has to start off their movies with just their little Sony, or to tell you that that's just one of the things about this movie. The Columbia logo, Marvel, Ludwig Göransson's score for this movie is really good. It's really nice. There's the opening credits. Columbia Pictures presents in association with Marvel Intense and Pictures. And here we just starting out with it in space, which I'm like, this is this is a very cool opening. It does rip this movie. We got one person watching. Hang on, guys. So you have this whole mission here going wrong, which I've rewatched this movie more than once since I got this from Kenneth, aka Kenneth Movie Corners, which I'm doubt you're probably watching this, Kenneth, but if you are watching this, thank you for this once again. I made a promise that I would not break this, and I'm not gonna break this. I'm not going to destroy this because it's a waste of money and it's a waste of fan mail. You don't destroy fan mail. We're oh man, here we go. Here we go. One of the worst villains in movie history. Also in superhero film history. Riz Ahmed is Carlton Drake. A big waste potential here. Also, you have Jenny Slate, so that's a plus, but she dies. We are 3 minutes in, and you see this team of people out trying to. One of the astronauts is still alive. I gotta say, the cinematography in this movie is very well done. I love the cinematography work here. It's great. He's waking up because of the Venom parasite. This whole opening here is a good opening to an otherwise not so good movie. And now the parasites took advantage of her. this is this is a bit creepy. The Life Foundation. Venom. I love the theme. California. And there's Michelle Williams. Now Tom Hardy, not a bad choice to play the character. Not a bad choice. He was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to watch the movie, despite how very pessimistic I was when this came out. Because when this was getting ready to come out back in 2018, I was like, no, you cannot do this. There is no Spider-Man connections here. This is embarrassing. And then even with all the trailers and stuff, I I still was not on board. And if you look at my initial review of this movie, I dropped back in 2018. You could tell that I was very pessimistic on this movie. I didn't even stop for a few minutes to give this movie quite a couple of positives. Now here you have this montage of Eddie just Eddie's just going around in the montage doing reports, and I would say this movie has some choppy editing. Let me tell you something. This editing in this movie is not good. I wonder if I could try to do it where I can pull up the comments. I probably can't. Full screen that, please. So hopefully you can see me a little better. Also, I'm doing this live stream from my brand new phone, which is the LG Rebel. So You guys can tell me how the quality is here as far as live streaming goes. Tell me how the quality is. Tell me if you can hear me. I'm gonna turn this up now. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Tell me how the quality is, and yeah, we should be a okay. We have nobody watching here. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. It happens, but no, it's not. No. Like for okay, I can tell the chemistry between Michelle Williams and Tom Hardy is there. It's just the way this movie is written. You don't really get to care about them, and if just completely rushed through. Which on the back of this movie, and this is written by three people: Jeff Pinkner and Scott Rosenberg, who did write the Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and The Next Level, which I like. They did have a hand in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I also like. But I don't really blame them for the screenplay. The main number one thing I'm blaming the writing is on is Kelly Marcel. If you're unfamiliar with Kelly Marcel, she is also writing the sequel to this. Help us all. And she wrote the 50 Shades of Grey movie trilogy. I know other people wrote it, but guess what? She wrote the first movie, so not very good screenwriter. And Ruben Fleischer, he's the director of this movie, so his direction is not the problem here. He does best he can with the directing. Let's see if we got somebody watching.
Get him. Come here. Come on. Come get Kool-Aid.
Sorry about that. People who are watching this.
Get him. Just go get him. Check out the door. Please just bring it to me. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Come on, here, boy. Shut up. Go to sleep. Come on, let's go to sleep.
Excuse the noise, people. This is distraction. Live. We're live.
I'm sorry. That's why I didn't want to come outside. I didn't go cry.
What's up, aficionados movie lover 2000? Not much. I'm doing good. Here, we're 11 minutes into the movie and 15 minutes into the live stream. And you see the first encounter with
It's hot. You want to take a shirt off?
No, we.
Want to take a shirt
No,
off?
I'm doing good. Just figure. Just I'm doing this live stream while I am trying to get well, so get back due to allergies acting up. So yeah, I know you're a fan of Venom, and that anyone who is a fan of this movie, you're just completely fine.
You know,
Okay, aficionados, movie lover, 2000. We know you like Fast and Furious 4. We know you like
the other
Fast and Furious
diapers.
4 and the Amazing Spider-Man. You don't have to keep constantly reminding every 5 minutes. Yeah, every video.
That diapers. Some more diapers. You don't need to open these. You got a box open already, okay? You got a box of diapers open. Jeremiah, you got diapers open already. Stop. This little boy just don't listen. It's a baby, a little boy,
He
a
just
little boy, baby
he's
boy.
basically he's all the way back. Who's the source?
The diapers very Jeremiah, you already got diapers open. You don't need these open too. Okay, you don't sell.
Accusation.
Just you don't sell for $15.
Who? Okay.
Stop. Because of Josh on live. Stop it, boy.
This film sucked, and so will Morbius in the sequel. These are villains, not comedic characters like Joker and Deadpool. I have faith in Morbius. If you don't, that's completely fine. Let's see how you feel. Let's save the hate for a movie sucking when Dune comes out in October.
They don't need opening.
But nice to see you, John.
You shut the fuck up. Let me put some money up.
Little furrows there.
Did I ask you to do that? Stop. Mm-mm.
You have to watch Zoolander 2. No, I don't. I've only seen one Zoolander movie, and the first one is enough. And now she's transferred the symbiote Venom into. Now 6 months later, the symbiote is right there, and the testing experiments with it on the bunny rabbit. And it's been nice to see you, John. But no, aficionados, Mr. Movie Lover 2000, I'm not interested in seeing Zoolander 2. Well, let's just get back to the movie. Savrin was a fellow student of Zuckerberg's at Harvard. He also was a co-founder of Facebook. The issue there was that Savrin said that Zuckerberg had unfairly diluted his stake in the company. The Winklevoss twins. Jenny Slate, she is charged, and she's one of the few bright spots in this movie. That suit was settled by Zuckerberg giving the Winklevoss twins $20 million in cash and 1.25. And now 6 months later, we see Eddie in his own apartment, and he's out drinking at night, and because he has lost his job, because he. Go for it. Be a movie actor. Oh, Riz Ahmed. I've heard good things about Sound of Metal. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that, but I heard he's good in it, and he is nominated. But he's a good actor. But this is an example of good actors completely being underutilized in this movie. Yes, I know I have some reservations. I know I have some. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me about the barking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about. Sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta admit that was funny. And here's the bad guy. One of the thugs here talking to Miss Tim. But sorry about that, guys. I had to turn my mic off for a little bit until my dog is coming. He's a Jack Russell. He it's complicated. It's complicated, guys. My dog. It's complicated. But anyways, if you want to be a movie actor, aficionados, Mr. Movie Lover, go for it. That's what I say. Go for it. Accomplish your dreams. And as far as Judd Apatow making an action movie, no. But let's get back to John Avenger once again. Yeah, I can see. I see where you're coming from. For me, like I said, I don't like the movie either, John Avenger. But the more I watch this, I'm kind of considering this as one of my new guilty pleasures. This is a movie where I do not like, but I kind of find this to be a bit of a guilty pleasure. If I could just acknowledge that this is kind of like a broad comedy and not a Venom movie, I can enjoy it. But as a Venom movie, and as for the first solo movie with Venom, especially with good actors like Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and with a good director like Ruben Fleischer, I should have. I have. I should have. Let me. As a solo movie with Venom, this should have been a lot better. It's not one of the worst movies ever. I don't even think this is one of the worst movies of the decade now. Looking back on that video, if I had to replace this with another movie that is one of the worst films of the last decade, I will honestly put Holmes and Watson on there. Or the Emoji Movie. Because the Emoji Movie is god awful. And let's face it, I know John Avenger, you are a fan of that movie. Again, it's very nice to have you on here. But but for me personally, the Emoji Movie is just a boring pile of crap. The animation, it has good animation, it has good voice acting, but none of the jokes are funny. The product placement is absurd, especially all the Candy Crush, and it doesn't even compare to Ralph Breaks the Internet or the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie at least has something to say. The Emoji Movie is an hour and 27 minutes of just nothing but product placement. There is no story. And honestly, if some people defend this movie, that defend the Emoji Movie, that's fine. But tell me what is good about the Emoji Movie in the comments. Tell me.
Just tell me if you like it, because they don't know no one don't like it. It's peaches and strawberry. Did you get any of it, Lily? Good. It's a vanilla bean caramel frappe, the caramel drizzle, cookie crumbs throughout the drink, and caramel syrup. It's the new one.
Got two people watching. I'm pretty sure one of them is John Avenger and the other is Network 98. If you are those two people, say hi and let's have a conversation in the chat.
I'm drinking my little glass. I'm gonna look at my damn cup. Of course, I know, right? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You like it? I said you can give it to you. She said, "But you got, I just thought you need something like this."
Uh-huh. There's the Venom symbiote.
No, I'm gonna break his neck because I'm gonna go beat his ass. Tell him break him down. Doctor's in here. Lily.
Okay, I will say it does feel a little bit like The Fly.
Look at his health.
Which The Fly remake is.
Check out my shit. Should have just bought you one.
The Fly remake from the one with Jeff Goldblum and the original Fly are good, and I can tell that this movie is kind of influenced by The Fly. Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. Any of you guys watch The Fly in the comment section?
She said give you so she didn't say that you drink. I didn't say drink it out.
And the symbiote is into this guy they're experimenting, and you see that it's not really.
It's vanilla bean.
I know the first act of this movie is extremely boring, extremely dull, especially with all this experimentation, which I will say is but this feels like more of a way to find the next volunteer.
Be right back. I gotta get these doctors from Germany. Okay. Like,
they don't want to be high in plain sight. Okay, Tom Hardy, he is like, he does remind me a bit of Logan Marshall Green, who is kind of like they both look alike, except they're not related. And I will say that Tom Hardy, he is okay, fine. Tom Hardy, he is a British actor, but he's a good actor for a British actor, and he's an Oscar nominee. He's an Oscar nominee. I will say his American accent here, he is fine. He's fine. His American accent is fine, but could use a lot of more work. And here, Jenny Slate. I lost my career. I lost my relationship. I lost my apartment. I lost everything I cared about. So yeah, Carlton Drake did ruin him. Because I'm done. He does have the. He does have this whole. He does have that whole thing Eddie Brock has in the comics where he is kind of asshole-ish and such. You see the cat and the way.
Y'all better stop! Come in, Jer!
While he awaits his criminal trial, Zeglia must wear a GPS ankle monitor, surrender his travel documents, and stay near his home in Wellsville, New York. On March 26, 2013,
Hey, baby.
days after Paul Zeglia first
Baby. This motherfucker got issues.
The judge effectively said the case had no merit because the key evidence had been forged. As for the smoking gun discovery, contract which makes no mention of Facebook, the judge writes, clear and convincing authenticity. This was not a case that was dismissed lightly. The judge really wanted to make sure by digging deep into the communication between Zeglia and Zuckerberg that Zeglia's claims were false. However, the criminal case against him for mail fraud and wire fraud was smooth. In March 2015, just 2 months before his trial,
And they didn't do Ricardo's right, so she sent Leah back in there to get him to redo it right. Leah said, Mom, she should have hired them people.
What voice?
Ricardo Drake. See that Drake right there was Ricardo something they didn't blend and do it right.
Oh, okay.
So she said she should Aaliyah back there and get him to do it again. And Aaliyah said she should holler at some people. But you like it.
Yeah, that is mean. See, that's being rude to people. Leanne is being. Alright, sorry about that. Have a little technical difficulties here, but we're fine.
That is Oreo.
Now he's going to part B in the easy reference. Yeah, Whiteboard Rick was okay. Isn't okay. It was an okay movie.
Good. Your dad ain't in my cup.
There's no protocol for this. He's feeding him, and if the match isn't exact, and so
They're good. Well, Josh, he's on live, his headphones. And he's looking at his comments on his phone.
and I also look at from my left Chromebook too. When I'm connected to Wi-Fi, but
Jeremiah!
and so here he's seeing Eddie. He's being sub Network Live. Hello, hey, says hey, Network 98 Live. How are you? And you see that all the people who are that he's been spirit.
Jeremiah, get over here!
Josh, has been a while. I know it's been a while since the last time I did a live stream. The last time I did a live stream, well, Maria. I don't know how. Sorry about that. That's just it's a distraction. It's just a little distraction. And Maria's jumped out, and she's about to latch the Venom parasite onto him. As I will say here, this movie does have some potential moments of intensity, and some good ideas here. It's just the writing of the movie is the weakest as the movie biggest problem. And also, there's some, but I will say camera work here is well done. And also, when we look to the editing of the movie is a bit choppy because they did at first this was intended to be rated R with an extra 40 40 minutes that Tom Hardy had, and there was an extra 40 minutes of this movie that Tom Hardy actually liked that was supposed to be in this movie, but because of the fact that the Sony was trying to connect this to the Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man, they got their hands on it and studio interfered with it and cut 40 minutes out of the movie. So that's why it doesn't really feel this movie doesn't really feel like a completed film. I'm looking forward to seeing the Many Saints of Newark with Michael Gandolfini. Oh, the Sopranos movie that's coming out this year on HBO Max and in theaters with James Gandolfini's son playing taking over for his part. Oh, the Sopranos like movie. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm interested in it. I've I've seen the Sopranos once. Do I have HBO Max? No, I don't have HBO Max, Eddie. I don't have HBO Max. And Venom, and now he's going to the house, to his apartment, and this whole thing with him eating out of the garbage, which is which between this and I heard that the whole lobster scene coming up later on that was completely improvised by Tom Hardy. So that wasn't in the script. That was actually improvised. And you see the Venom is thing is taking advantage of him, and he's not acting like himself. He's got tater tots, opening, eating raw tater tots. Ugh, that was disgusting. Him eating the raw. What if Pepsi made a movie? That would be one of the most craziest, stupidest ideas ever. And you see that he is storing up food, and now he's in the mirror. And now here's Venom talking into his head, which I gotta say, the whole Eddie and Venom stuff. Yes, they did make him more like a comedic character, but from what I've been told in the comics, Venom, the version of Venom that they're going for with this movie, he was comedic here because there's more. But the Venom that I know from from the Spider-Man 3 movie and from the animated cartoon, he's not really comedic. He's very serious. In the comics, he bites people's heads off and such, which that is another reason why a lot of people were very negative towards this movie when it comes out because they wanted to see Venom act like Venom. They didn't want him to be like Deadpool type character, which I like the comedic aspect. It's just I don't. I feel like if this was R rated, a lot of people will come around to it, and if this, including myself, because I I know some people are guilty, have guilty pleasure phase with them. I know some people really love this movie, like Kenneth. I am not a fan of the movie. I still hate the movie, but I'm not as overly harsh on this as I once was when it came out. So I am going to do an updated review of this before Let There Be Carnage in September and look more into the positive side because there are some positives in this movie. Would it be worse than Taco Bell making a movie? Yes, Pepsi and Taco Bell making a movie. That would be no. That would be I don't see that. I do not see Pepsi or Taco Bell making a movie like that. That is crazy. like I'm saying right here, I can give some good praise on this movie. I like the performances for the most part, like Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams and Reed Scott and Scott Hayes, even Jenny Slate for her little screen time. I like cinematography. I think the direction is not bad. I love the cinematography. There are some there are some good moments here, potential worthy moments in this movie, like the whole opening scene and the whole experimentation on people with the with the venom parasite, and some of the horror aspects of this movie. I felt like that this was more horror and less comedic. I would really be on board with this. Now he's eating dead fish and raw fish. This is funny. Now that's going a little too far. So Eddie, so that is a bizarre question. I'm not really going to answer. Why would they do that? No, that's I'm not even going to try to answer that question. And just that this whole lobster scene with him getting in the water and eating dead lobster, this was completely improvised. I know it's gross and stuff, but this is kind of funny. There are some funny parts here with Venom and Eddie. Ah, there is no way in hell I would eat a lobster that's in the water. No way in hell. Oh, we got 5 people watching. Yes, I know who Matthew Davis Media is. I'm subscribed to his channel. I know who he is. I know who you're talking about. They're gonna want some tests. Try to sit still. And now they're running. This is one of the funniest moments in the trailers. This is kind of, it's just Tom Hardy just basically kind of like just going like, "Ah!" Which I could really tell that is a funny moment here. You see, I don't like the movie, but I can make fun of some of the bad parts in this movie. But yeah, Matthew Davis Media, I know who he is. He's a good YouTuber. Sorry, Jim. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. And now they're trying to figure out what is wrong with Eddie with his test, but it's a parasite. Jenny Slate. Oh my god. Can I join you for Friday Night Live in April? It is April. Well, I am gonna be busy doing videos for this week, so we could try and work something out. I'm not sure, but Riz Ahmed did nothing for me here or in Rogue One. I've heard he's good in Sound of Metal. I do want to check that out because it is one of the nominations. And Riz Ahmed, he isn't a bad actor. It's just they're kind of wasting him, and he is Oscar nominated for his role in Sound of Metal. Jenny Slate, she's acting circles around this villain. Now he's on the train. I'm sorry. For a movie this title Venom, this like I said, if this was just written by by the only two screenwriters, Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinkner, and not Kelly Marcel, if this just went through an extra couple rewrites to be a full-on horror film with Venom, like I said, I think this would have been more accepted. How you, Michelle Williams, she's good here. I'm not gonna say she's bad. She's doing her best. Her as well as Tom Hardy and Reese Scott. All they're all doing the best they can here with this lame piss poor script. And again, I don't blame the actors for this. I do not blame the two screenwriters for this, even though they are credited as one of the writers. I blame mainly Kelly Marcel since she is the one responsible for a lot of the stuff in this movie. And plus, she was the fucking writer on 50 Shades. So. Just gonna call him that. But Riz Ahmed John, he's not a bad actor. It's just his talent is severely utilized here. And with the if he any loud noise he makes, it just makes his music. Ugh, that was a bad effect. No, that I don't think Peacock will make a Roman and Ted's TV show spinoff because honestly, Roman and Ted's they're good enough for a film. It was them getting their own show. No, no, not really. And plus, I don't see the point of a Roman and Ted's TV show. The point of Hobbs and Shaw, I can see that, and I enjoyed that, even that movie, if it even if it was a couple minutes too long. But I enjoyed Hobbs and Shaw. Well, I'm being honest. I like Hobbs and Shaw, so you can't take that from. So what? You can't accept an unpopular opinion, then lay off. Josh, what do you rate Seed of Chucky? Hmm. It's funny you asked that because I remember I still when it first came out, I was like, "What was this?" But I've been, I've been, I, I've been a defender of Seed of Chucky, and yes, it's not as a Chucky movie. It is not very good, but when I look at it as a because most Chucky fans don't really like Seed of Chucky. They consider it to be one of the worst ones right next to Cult of Chucky. But Seed of Chucky, it does have a fan base. There's some. I never really hated Seed of Chucky. It's got problems, but it's kind of is one of my guilty pleasures. So Seed of Chucky, there is some dumb stuff in there in that movie, but you know what? I can sit and have fun with it. It doesn't offend me. None of the Chucky movies offend me. I remember I used to hate Child's Play 3, but then the more I thought about it and the more times I watched it, I actually came around and liking Child's Play 3. So I pretty much like all the Chucky movies, and I am excited for the TV show. And you see the Carlson Drake's little buddies. He said, "I'm so sorry about your friends." But back to your question, aficionados, Mr. Movie Lover. I like Roman and Tej, but I don't think Roman Pierce and Tej should get their own spinoff show. But Hobbs and Shaw, like I said, I like that movie. this is one of two action scenes that I think are done very well here by Ruben Fleischer. I like the music here. Lower Goranson is a great composer. He did the music for this, Black Panther. His Mandalorian score is great. And say what you want about Tenet, but his music in Tenet is great. It's what if Michael Bay made an MCU movie? No, 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 no. Michael Bay, he's a good director, but I don't see him doing a superhero movie at all. Now, Michael Bay, I don't hate Michael Bay as a director. I like most of his movies. I like the first two Bad Boys movies. I like the first four Transformers movies he did. That goes from Transformers to Revenge of the Fallen to Dark of the Moon to Age of Extinction, which I think is okay, but it is 2 hours and 45 minutes too long. That is one of the things that I will agree with. It didn't need to be as long, 2 hours and 45 minutes. This is a Transformers movie. It's not a Batman Dark Knight movie. And the Last Night, I do own it for the Transformers collection. I do acknowledge that there are good things in The Last Night, but it is one of my least favorite movies ever. And that movie, the aspect ratio keeps changing. The aspect ratio changes like crazy. The writing is not very good. And it just basically creates a mess of the entire Transformers mythology. Why do you hate Batman 1966? The reason why I don't like Batman 1966, I will do a review of it before next year's Batman movie or such. But I don't like the 1966 Batman movie because it's from a different time, and I'm mainly used to seeing the Batman we get now with him being dark and being not being so campy. And I'm not really a fan of the campy version of Batman. It reminds me heavily of Batman and Robin. I do acknowledge Adam West and Burt Ward and the cast is there, and it knows is embracing its camp factor, but I don't like Cesar Romero's Joker in that movie. I don't like the story, and I just don't like Batman 1966. But the other Batman movie is is probably the second worst Batman movie for me personally. Because the number one worst Batman movie for me is always going to be Batman and Robin. Let's face it. Even though I do own the movie on DVD and Blu-ray twice, which I have this here, which this cover I drew myself because when I got this from a friend, it had the Batman Returns cover. So I have it, Batman and Robin, right here. But let's get back into this movie. I will say this is a cool action scene. This action scene, this is well shot, despite some crazy editing trickery. I will say this is a entertainingly fun action scene. The way the camera trickery and the way you can see what's going on here. It's not like Michael Bay's stuff. It's not like he shoot the camera or such, but the whole action set piece here, I think it's cool. Why do you hate the Disney Pixar's Cars trilogy? They're not good movies. They're they're I don't I don't like the characters there. I don't like the stories. The animation is nice and the voice cast is good, but that's all you got with the Cars trilogy. Nothing else. One one of the worst trilogies ever, and definitely some of the worst Pixar movies they've ever done. I'm glad that trilogy's over. Not a fan of. I'm just not a fan of those movies. It's just crazy action here. If you like Cars 1 and 3, that's fine. If you like those movies, that's fine. I just don't like the Cars movies. I just don't. But it's nice to see you and John Avenger. And we are an hour into the stream and 57 minutes into the movie. Which, again, there were a lot of things that. This is basically studio in a movie, another movie ruined by studio interference, just so you can have Venom and Spider-Man meet in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is not gonna happen. Yeah, Cars 2 is bad. It's real bad. But the Cars movies, they don't offend me as much as some of the movies that you will be seeing when I make my worst movies of all time list for my 23rd birthday. Because I am planning that. And if you're wondering what I'm drinking, guys, this is a this is peach juice blended. It's Starbucks coffee. No, it's from Starbucks. So you see Starbucks logo there. I love Cars and Doolittle. I like the Doctor Doolittle movies with Eddie Murphy and Kyla Pratt, but I pancreas. Okay, fine. The Venom voice is not the greatest, but you know what? I like the Venom voice. But I will say he looks better here than he did in 2007. The I just gave my main reason for not like for hating Cars. I don't like them. I don't like the plot. I don't like the story. Those movies just does not do much for me. That's all. I just want to leave it there. I don't really want to talk about the Cars movies ever again, unless I have to do a ranking. But I'm not gonna do a ranking because of that. I have to talk about those again. But but back to Venom's design. He looks way better here than he did in 2007 because no disrespect to Topher Grace, he is a good actor, but he wasn't Venom. He wasn't the right choice for Venom. In his Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3 is fine. I just hate when he becomes a Venom. It is ridiculous. I hope the Emoji Movie makes top 5 on your worst movies of all time. Oh, it will. As well as another movie that I am going to piss off some fans of. Which you already know what it is. But again, if you are fans of After, which that's completely fine. I'm not watching the worst movies. I'm not telling you or any of my family members to hate After. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell y'all how I personally feel about the After franchise. But the Emoji Movie, you will see the Emoji Movie on my worst movies of all time, as well as Black Christmas 2019. I I know there are a few people who probably like that movie. I am not one of those movies. That movie is offensive to men because it has to preach the message that women are strong, better than men, and men are assholes. That's basically what it is. It didn't feel like a Black Christmas movie. It felt like a feminist agenda movie, which I'm not. I'm not saying you can't do a movie about feminists because I am a guy. I am a feminist. I'm putting that out there right now. I am a feminist, but when you have to make the man look bad, you're just hurting yourself, and that's why the movie flopped. Do you know who Michael J is? No, I don't know who. No one by the name of Michael J. Gemini Man was okay. I thought it was fine, but it could have been better, especially for a script that has been in development hell for so long. But it's not one of the worst things ever. I'm also gonna be doing a live watch party for Into the Spider Verse pretty soon. I have watch alongs for Joker coming, Aquaman. Do I like Dua Lipa? Yeah, I like Dua Lipa. She's a good musician. I love her music. Swan Song, Physical, Don't Start Now. Dua Lipa, she's a great musician. She's good. She's awesome. He's trying to get up there to the office. Just give him this. He said, "Let's eat his brains." I admit that even when I first didn't like this movie, I always thought the Venom and Eddie bro chemistry was pretty fun. Was funny. You want up? Why didn't you just say? Yes, I know Venom in terms of this design. He's got the veins popping out and stuff, but come on, give this movie a break, people. He has veins in the comics. Okay, congratulations on your 20 subscribers too, Eddie. I am gonna get that MonsterVerse ranking done. I just been under the allergies scenario syndrome a bit. Manchester by the Sea is absolutely a pretty good movie. Boyhood, it's not terrible, but I will say it is one of the more overrated films of the last decade. It's a good movie. As well as Richard Linklater. I can't say it's a bad movie. I do appreciate the fact you took 12 years to make that movie, but not do the right thing, shithead. Mhm. This is one of my favorite lines here. Here's your evidence. Jump. And pussy. I guess that cracked me up the first time I watched it. Every time I watch this movie, that line always cracks me up. And also, that's kind of like how that little line is basically some people when some guys or some girls when they want to have the courage to go up and talk to a guy or a girl you really like or you have a crush on, but at the very last minute, you know how in high school when you when you're a high school student and you have a crush on another high school student, where it's a man or girl in high school, and and there's this really cute boy or really cute girl you like in high school, and you want to tell them that you like them, but you don't have the courage or to do it. That's basically there. Do you consider any film objectively bad? Not every movie. I don't think every movie out there is bad because there's a lot of movies I really love. I really love. Like, I'm one of the few people who actually likes Alien Covenant. I like Wonder Woman 84. I love Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, unconditionally. Hey, not every movie out there I think is bad. Do you consider any film objectively bad or just don't like them personally? I have my share of movies where there's a lot of movies I watch. If you've seen my letterbox, I've been watching movies like crazy since the whole pandemic. I've been getting this since the first time watches. And with pandemic still going on and things slowly going back to normal, I am making it a goal to watch a lot of movies I haven't seen for the first time. But there are quite a couple bad movies I just don't like personally. Like I said, I don't like the After movies. I really don't. The first After movie is not good, but of the two After movies, it's the least offensive. It's the one I can watch. I can watch it. It doesn't anger me, but when you get to After We Collided really angers me. Like really, every time I've not watched that. I've only seen the movie once when it came out, and unfortunately, before After We Fell, I'm gonna go back and do a video revisiting them, and I'm gonna rewatch both of them to see if they are still as bad as I think they are, or if was it me just being too harsh. But with the first After movie, like I said, I'm not a fan of the first After movie, but at least it has a story. At least there are things going on. At least it's more like consistent to deal with. Whereas After We Collided, everything about that movie is not good. I may have given the movie a few positives, and I still stand by those few little things I like, but it is just offensively bad on every level. And also, it's kind of embarrassing to the romance genre, especially for teenagers and for 20 year olds like myself. If y'all like, I'm not disrespecting anybody out there. If you love After We Collide, I'm not trying to say you wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say. Go by any means, go enjoy After. I just don't like the romance personally, which I don't like the fact that Tessa Harding is in this relationship that is mentally, verbally abusive, toxic for the sake of being toxic, and relies on nothing but sexual chemistry. Because all they have to do every 5 minutes is make out. They never have a moment of trust. They always argue. They always fight when one is over. That is, they always get into it. They always have to do. The only thing they can do to make them interesting is make out. I'm like, with the aftermovies, why don't you try giving me actual reasons to be in the relationship for once? What if Adam Sandler learns this? He's not in Spiral, but Spiral from the Book of Saw, I'm interested in it. It's something new. It's something fresh for the Saw series, and Chris Rock is executive producing it. It's the little girl under the Venom symbiote, and here and ooh, you can tell there are some horror vibes in this movie. Oh, you didn't say Adam Sandler. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. But Venom Let There Be Carnage, as much as I don't like the first Venom movie here, and I'm not excited to see this in the slightest, but I want to give it a chance and be optimistic, as well as Morbius. Because I don't want to just go in hating the movie for the hell of hating the movie. Every movie, good or bad, I want to give a chance. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Mike Hacker, why don't you ever clip your fingernails? I do clip my fingernails. It's just every time you clip the fingernails off, they grow longer. And the thing why they grow longer here is because I do have autism and ADHD, and also it happens. They just grow back as long as they can. Okay, Mike Hacker, that is did he go and clip his no, did he go and clip his nails? No, I'm not a girl. I don't I don't I just have to go use the restroom. But it's impossible for Legal Nails character Alan to be in it because that character died. They're being the crap. You're bleeding all over my lap. Go. That's Treese. I want to be a stand-up comedian action star. Go for it. Like I said, accomplish your dreams. Oh my god, I do not. Riz Ahmed in this movie is so unintentionally bad. Like I said, I have not seen Sound of Metal yet. Anybody in the chat below, tell me if Sound of Metal is good. Do you like Saw 3? Hell yes, I love Saw 3. I like the Saw movies, okay? It doesn't have the great. They may not have the greatest character development and such, but you go to the Saw movies to see the traps and see the twists and turns. It's like with the MonsterVerse movies. You don't go to the MonsterVerse movies for the human characters. You go to see Godzilla, King Kong, and the other monsters. That's why I was so happy with Godzilla vs. Kong. What did you think of the Snyder Cut? I have a full-on review of the Snyder Cut on my channel. If you want to check that out, Mike Hacker, and thank you for coming over to the channel. Oh, you are absolutely right about that, Eddie. Riot is the ugliest creature in this movie. But yeah, my review of the Snyder Cut is on my channel. But if you want me to talk about it here, I love the Snyder Cut. I think it's a massive improvement over the 2017 cut, which I do own, and I don't hate it. I don't hate the 2017 version of Justice League, but it is very problematic. Sound of Metal is amazing, and Sound of Metal is over. Which one is it? Is it a good movie or is it overrated? Which one? Joshua, have you been to Comic Con before? No, I've never been to a Comic Con before. That's one of the things I do want to do someday is go to Comic Con. Probably dress up in a little as a hero or something, or or hey, if I'm in a big movie or something, I want to. Hey, I'll say some. Oh, you think it's meh? And here is his little goons trying to kill him, and you're about to get something here. Which this whole reveal, she Venom, I did not see it coming. I thought that was actually pretty cool. I saw it. I might watch it again in like 5 years. But yeah, Riot is a prime example of some of the worst CGI in this movie, especially when the last fight. But she Venom, she doesn't look too bad. Again, they cut away from this, from some. Okay, and she's putting Venom back into, and you tell us Anne, which do you like Star Trek? Yes, I love Star Trek. I love the original Star Trek series with William Shatner. I grew up on Star Trek Enterprise and The Next Generation. I love that show. I haven't seen the other shows, but I have seen all the movies. The only Star Trek movie I don't like is the fifth movie, The Final Frontier, but I love everything else. Josh, what if you woke up in a Saw trap? If I was in the Saw trap in the movie in one of the Saw movies, that would be a hell. As I was saying, if I was involved in this Saw trap, I would do the rules to get out of it alive. If you offer me to be in the Saw movie, I will gladly take that offer. What are you watching now? Well, we're doing a watch party for Venom. If you can see by the thumbnail, it's not safe for her. If we do not stop riots, he will come back with millions more of my kind. Batman and Robin is the best of the Batman films. Ask me. Again, if you like Batman, if anyone here likes Batman and Robin, that's completely fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I will not take that away from you. You are allowed to watch any movie and form your own opinion however you please. But with me, Batman and Robin is one of the worst things that's happened to Batman. People say Dark Knight Rises is a bad movie. Some people say Batman vs Superman is a bad movie. No, Batman and Robin is a bad movie on every step of the level. Even though rest in peace Joel Schumacher, great director, because he did pass away not too long ago. But Joel Schumacher, the director of Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, and The Phantom of the Opera. I don't think they would do a Saw movie set in space. Is because a Saw movie in space, you would have to have, that wouldn't make sense. It's like trying to do a Fast and Furious movie in space, which I know there's been. Oh, Riot. Even when I first saw this, Riot. He's an interesting villain. I just felt like the execution of the villain is not very well, and I can easily tell that him cutting people in half that was easily intended to be rated R, which I could say the bites, which the scenes of him cutting people in half and biting people. This is something easily that will be fit. How old are you? I am 22 years old, and I'll be 23. There is no Uno movie. Why would they make a Uno movie? Rory O'Shea. Oh, he was in this? Oh, alright. Yeah, but yeah, that's how old I am. I'm 22. I'll be 23 on August 10th, 2021. But this whole last fight here is the CG on Venom. is himself is good. Only thing you're missing is the spider vice. No, it's not. there, there is an Uno movie. No, no, no. That is crazy. Venom is a bad film. I can agree it's a bad movie, but it's not. It doesn't. It's not as bad as I made it out to be. I think in that initial review, I was over exaggerating a little bit. So I have been now that I have the movie on digital and on DVD and Blu-ray. I've watched it multiple times to fully give it a look. You hate it like the Suicide Squad. I like Suicide Squad 2016, but it's got a lot of problems there. This is some bad CGI. This is some bad CGI. Ugh. This whole fight, I'm not too impressed with. I'm like, why couldn't you just use Carnage for the first movie? I know you set him up for the sequel. There is no Forrest Gump sequel. Patrick Burrow told you it's in development. Great YouTuber. Go watch Patrick Burrow. His channel is epitastic. He's a good YouTuber from Australia. He just tells you how it is. He does live streams on his Twitch. Yeah. This whole fight. Forrest Gump doesn't need Forrest Gump doesn't need a sequel. It's a masterpiece. Yeah, I definitely agree. If you see my top 100 favorite movies of all time, whether it's split in parts or the supercut edition, there is no sequel. We didn't. Forrest Gump doesn't really need a sequel. It's perfect just the way it is. Why would you ruin a great masterpiece like that? A sequel on your mom. That's kind of funny. Varia is going into the rocket, and here's Venom, and he just got well. Venom is bonding with Eddie, and he's going out to destroy the rocket ship that Varia is about to do. But as I was saying, this whole final battle here is just basically CGI fest like crazy. Have a nice life. And Carlton Drake is good. Goodbye, Carlton Drake. Tom Hanks' son is gonna play little. I'm, I have no interest in Uno. The Uno game is cool, but there's no reason to do Uno film. And what if you were in a horror movie? I'll take that chance. That would be fun to do a horror film. I'm currently writing a horror film with one of my YouTube friends right now. We're writing a movie about the Kuchisaka Onna. You can look her up on YouTube. And Yeah, that chapter. Hey Josh, hope you're doing well, my friend. Just thought I should pop by and say hello. Hello, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick Burrow in the chat. Yeah, I'm doing well. Doing a live a watch party for Venom. I'm doing well, Pat. I'm just under the allergy influence, but I'm feeling a little better. I just have to keep working through it. But yeah, Patrick, he's a great YouTuber. Go check him out, guys. He is awesome. Here he's talking to Annie. Here. And now this is, of course, one of the last cameos from Stan Lee we will ever get. Now, watching another of the MCU movies or any Marvel movie in general is gonna be sad because Stan Lee, his cameo, whether for bad or good, whether the movie was good and bad, his cameo was always nice to see. And rewatching this movie, and especially when you rewatch Into the Spider Verse or Captain Marvel or Avengers Endgame or any movie he made a cameo in, it's just not it's just not here anymore. It's hard, it's sad, but at least he left a great legacy of character size. If you can into you can sense it. How should you make a movie? Well, the first thing you gotta have when making a movie is a script, and then you have to plan out your whole movie before you get into the actual shooting of it. Because the process of filming a movie is a process. And this was also in the trailer too. Innocent people, and eat both your arms and both of your legs. Now the part where he just messes with this guy and bites his head off. This I can pretty much tell that this it. I can pretty much tell do most of the biting and stuff. This was shot to be R-rated, but mainly, but of what for it has to be cut down PG-13, which by determining with Venom Let There Be Carnage, I am hoping Let There Be Carnage is R because you have Carnage in there, and Carnage he's not kid friendly, but Project Power wasn't a bad Netflix movie. I actually kind of enjoyed that. There is two credit scenes here, which Eminem's Venom, which I gotta say is another highlight of the movie. Directed by Ruben Fleischer. You see, this is a movie I may not be a fan of, but I can find good in a movie. Said not Alvia Rod, Tom Hardy produced it. Kelly Marcel, executive producers. If you aficionados, Mr. Movie Lover, obviously, again, go for it. If you chase your dream, that's TV and movie writer, producer, director. Go for it. Music by Ludwig Göransson, Tom Hardy. Riz Ahmed. Like Riz Ahmed, he's not a bad actor. I like him as an actor. I liked him in Rogue One, even though his character wasn't really much. I liked him in Jason Bourne. I don't think he's a bad actor. He's doing fine for what is required of him script wise. It's just the character of Carlton Drake didn't really have much to him. But I will get around to seeing Sound of Metal because I've heard he's really good in there. Just right now, I do have some videos coming for the week. Playing a little 2021 catch up and still finish up reviews for 2020 because I got way behind on that. Here we are at the San Quentin prison, the mid credit scene. He's at the San Antonio prison. Which when I first saw this, I was like, review Freddy Got Fingered. That movie, I've heard bad things, and I'm trying to stay away from that movie. I gotta say, the wig they gave of Woody Harrelson here is ridiculous. Let's just be. Luckily, he doesn't have this wig for Let There Be Carnage because he. But I think Woody Harrelson he's not a bad choice to play Cletus Cassie in Carnage. He is another one of the selling points of me wanting to watch Venom Let There Be Carnage. Besides Andy Serkis being the director. I'll try and make it there in the live stream there, but his wig is his wig is ridiculous. Like seriously, when I get out, there's gonna be carnage. Which Venom Let There Be Carnage, it would have been last year in October, but then it got pushed to June, but then it got pushed to September 17th, but now it's the 24th. I guess just gonna sit here and answer some more questions and read you guys' comments till we get to the Spider Verse like scene. He looks like Ronald McDonald. Exactly. Yes, he does. He definitely does look like Ronald McDonald there. I used to hate Spider-Man 3, but now I like it. I I can see where you're coming from, Eddie. I know a lot of people really hate Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. I know people really. I've never hated Spider-Man 3. I'm one of those people who absolutely love Spider-Man 3. When it came out, yes, I was a little disappointed by it, but over time, the more times I watch it, I like it even more. It's not a perfect movie. I do feel like there are a little bit too many cooks in the kitchen. I do feel like Avi Arad should have just let Sam Raimi do what he wanted to do. I felt like I felt like this should have it should have the plot you should have cut Gwen Stacy out of the movie entirely. And you should have had Venom saved for another movie and focus more on Sandman and Harry Osborn. But other than that, I still very much love Spider-Man 3. It is my favorite of the Sam Raimi trilogy. There's gonna be carnage. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What if Bernie Sanders made an MCU movie? He's a politician, so I'm not. He wouldn't really make a MCU movie. That's the craziest question. But yeah, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I am gonna go into the movies I'm least excited for, optimistic, because I want to give every movie out there a chance, no matter how good, how bad, how meh, or how salty it could look. And so anybody out here, all of my subscribers, and to anyone else who is gonna come onto my channel or to other people's channel or social media. Don't go on anybody else's channel, including my own, telling people that we're wrong. Because we are, as YouTuber critics reviewing these movies, we are going to give movies a chance. After we fail, don't even tell me I'm wrong, judging by a trailer, because I am giving that movie a chance. Venom Let There Be Carnage, I am giving it a chance. And but at the same time, all you people, most people saying out there, like, oh, you're wrong. People bashing people like you're wrong or your opinion sucks. Read the books, read the comic books. Again, that is the most tired ass excuse. Read the books or read the comic books. You should have to read a comic book or read a book to understand the characterization when it's being adapted into a TV show or a freaking movie. Like, let there be carnage. I am giving it a chance, but I'm gonna tell you if I am surprised by the movie. But if the movie is bad, I am going to give it a harsh review. If any movie, if after we fail, if it is bad, I'm going to give it a harsh review. Even some older movies I'm not a fan of, I will give harsh review. But I like every movie. I like being a variety of movies in different genres. I like Unbreakable. I love Split. Last year, I watched Mulholland Drive for the first time, and I expected nothing out of it. I love that film. That's in my top 100 favorite movies of all time. The Passion of the Christ. The Passion of the Christ. I used to really hate that movie, but over time, in the last decade, I've come around on it. Batman Under the Red Hood. I was not a fan of that movie at first, but then I came around to it. But if a Bernie Sanders MCU movie happened, would you watch it? I'm not sure. My channel is awesome. Well said, dude. You said it like a pro. If it sounds like my voice is a little stopped up, that's because again I am fighting allergies. But bear with me, guys. But as we get into before we Andy Serkis is directing Venom Let There Be Carnage. I know he is. He's a talented actor. He was robbed of an Academy Award for Gollum, for Caesar in the Planet Apes trilogy, and for damn so King Kong. And even he was good in the Adventures of Tintin movie that came out last decade, which is so underrated. If you haven't seen the Adventures of Tintin, Secret of the Unicorn, check it out. It's a great movie from Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson. And his directing, I like his direction in Mowgli Legend of the Jungle. I thought that was a really entertaining movie for the most part. Universal Pictures is what they're one of my favorite. I just fucking froze. Oh my god, I hate this so much. Avengers: Age of Ultron is incredibly underrated. Yes, it is. But Universal Pictures is one of my favorite movie companies. They create some of my favorite movies, like Jaw, like Jaws, E.T., the Roy Charles movie, which from 2004, 1917. Yeah, but as we get closer to the mid credit scene, I am going to basically say how I feel about this movie right now. Venom, overall, the more times I watch it, it's not it's not one of the worst movies of all movies ever made. It is one of my least favorite superhero movies of all time, but I don't think this I don't think it's as bad as I gave it. I gave this a very harsh review when it came out, but I am going to revisit that review and update it and go more to my positives and go more. It's further explain why this movie does not work for me. So look out for an updated revisited review for that coming before Let There Be Carnage, just coming up September. Because I have rewatched this movie multiple times since it came out. And even though this is a very frustrating movie, there are good things about this movie. I like Tom Hardy. I like Michelle Williams. I like the acting for the most part, except for Riz Ahmed, but it's not his fault. I like the cinematography. I like the action scenes, except for the final action scene. There was all a CGI fest. I do like the score. I do like the direction, the cinematography, but the writing is this, and the villain is this movie's biggest downfall. On a scale of, it would be heavily political if you make a Bernie Sanders and Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. But I love the Avengers 2012. I do think it is one of the great comic book movies out there. Godzilla vs Kong was alright, a bit overhyped in my opinion. I loved Godzilla vs Kong. It knew what it was. It get that review is up on my channel as well. We are almost done with the credits. When you take the credits out, this movie is basically 90 minutes, 140, a hundred minutes long. But yeah, I don't hate this movie as much as I did, but it's not a good movie. I can never see myself defending this. It's still a bad movie, but you know what? It's kind of guilty It's guilty pleasure. It's one of my guilty pleasures. It would be more political than Ghostbusters 2016, and I don't like Ghostbusters 2016 at all. That you will be seeing on my worst movies of all time. But I do own the DVD and Blu-ray from a friend. He sent it to me since he got the 4K.
Find her a drill. I told her I don't know how to find no drill. A drill.
Oh, Amy.
But sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not that bad. It's just a movie that I'm just saying that for a movie with Venom in his solo movie, this should have been a lot better. But Ghostbusters 2016, it But Ghostbusters 2016 is bad. I don't like Ghostbusters 2016 in the slightest. There's only a few good things about that movie, but I don't like. But I do not like that film. Oh, we're coming up on the Into the Spider Verse scene. Godzilla 2014 should have been called Humans Hiding from the Monsters because Godzilla's barely showed up. I appreciate the slow build up in Godzilla 2014. But I can understand why some people still don't like 2014 Godzilla. But I like the build up to it. It reminded me of Alien, where it builds up to the xenomorph, but you don't see it until the last half of the movie. But one thing I could have done without is the obnoxious cutting away from the Muto stuff. That, but I get what Garrett Earls was trying to do. But this is if any of you guys saw this in the film, this is a scene that is directly from Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, which I will be doing a live watch along for that. And Spider-Man 3 used to be my favorite Spider-Man movie. But when I saw it to the Spider-Verse back in 2018, because this was a movie also I was not looking forward to either. But as more stuff came out about it, and when we got close to the release date, I was intrigued about it, and it has become one of my favorites of the last decade, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, one of my favorites of the last decade, and this is now my favorite Spider-Man movie. Ghostbusters 2016 isn't that bad. For me, it is that bad. It is that bad. As a fan of the two Ghostbusters movies, that Ghostbusters 2016 offends the hell out of me. And I'm so glad Ghostbusters Afterlife is ignoring Ghostbusters 2016. Peter B. Parker, Miles Morales. For me, Ghostbusters 2016, it is that bad. There, I don't like the story. I don't like the direction you chose to go. Did the director and writer seriously think that we're gonna go into Godzilla 2014 and think of I can't wait to see the human character? If you don't like Godzilla 2014, that's completely fine, but you have to take into account that Gareth Edwards and the screenwriters, they had a vision and they wanted to do a slow build up to Godzilla. Luckily, they did King of the Monsters. It did give you more monsters and more Godzilla, as well as Godzilla versus Kong. But I appreciate the effort that they tried to make these human characters somewhat interesting, and I appreciate the effort that it was a slow build up. I enjoyed Ghostbusters 2016, but I respect your opinion. Thank you, Eddie. My channel is awesome. Yes, I want to see human character development and monsters. But if you go into any Godzilla movie expecting, there are some Godzilla movies where you have good, great character development. The original and a few of the others. But you can't go into Godzilla versus Kong expecting great character. You have to go into Godzilla versus Kong knowing what you're going to get yourself into. It's a movie about two monsters fighting. And I agree, without character development, the story is empty. You want to talk about empty? You want to talk about a movie with no character development and no story? After we collided is your turn, because the characters in that movie are obnoxious. The story is very empty. There is no story after we collided. All it is in that movie is just Tesla and Harden arguing, making out every 5 minutes to the point where it becomes increasingly boring. If watching that movie, if it took me 2.5 hours when it came out to fully finish watching that movie, because I had to take breaks in between due to how unsanitarily lame and stupid it was. And no, the love scenes with Tessa Hardin didn't help either. At least wanting character development. I don't go in wanting character development. I knew what I was getting into. I just wish there was character development in the end. It doesn't make it better or worse. I understand. But what I'm saying is, you have with a monster movie like Godzilla vs. Kong, you have to understand after after we collided, it feels like if that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. But it felt like a teenage wannabe version of 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight. Say what y'all want about Twilight, and yes, those movies are not great either. But those Twilight movies, those are some of my guilty pleasures. The only ones I truly don't like, even though they are guilty pleasures, is Twilight Saga New Moon because it is 2 hours and 10 minutes of boredom. The only but Twilight Saga New Moon is pretty fucking funny. But to answer your question, Eddie, after it does kind of feel like a porn movie at times, but the second after, at least with the first after movie, there is a story, despite no character development. But anyways, guys, that was Venom. We've been going for the length. Let me know for the watch along. The next watch along I have planned is for Invisible Man coming later on this month. So you will be seeing a watch along for the Invisible Man on this channel. And plus, doing these watch alongs, it does bring in more subscribers. So if you guys, I want to thank all you guys who come over to the channel, interacting with me in the chat. Let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me how you feel enjoying this watch along, and I did answer that question. What if you're not going to make a live action Shrek? But all my social media links are in the description box down below to my Facebook, my Instagram. I have not seen Spider-Man 1977, but again, closing this out, all my social media links. I like great watch along. See you on the next live stream. The next live stream I will be doing is a live watch along for the Invisible Man, but first I'm gonna do a live watch along reacting to the behind the scenes cast and crew interviews for the upcoming Dune movie as part of my road to Dune coverage on the channel. Because I'm very excited for Dune, even though I'm going into that movie not without reading the books, but I am a little nervous about it. So, but I like Villeneuve and the cast enough to trust that movie. I like judging things by what they are like you do, but if what is it could have been better, I'm going to criticize it. Same here. But if what it is could have been better, yeah, some things could have been better. You have a right to criticize it. And all you guys here, if you love what I'm doing, please be sure to drop a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and notification bell to get notified when newest videos are up or live streams are up. My next reviews will be for Nobody. I'm got coming, The Unholy, The Monsterverse Ranking, Judas and the Black Messiah, Tom and Jerry, a rant on Cosmic Sin, which, and also movie news is coming back onto this channel, and I will be talking about something that has made me very happy for movie news. But yeah, all my social media links to my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Stardust, Letterbox, TikTok, all of that is down there below. And also, yeah, I am hyped for James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Space Jam 2, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I'm going in optimistic. And also my Amazon wish list and my merchandise store is in the description box down below. So until next time, all of you guys in the comment here, be sure to hit hit the subscribe button and be sure you subscribe to my channel. And if we can get up to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, if we can get up to 2,000 subscribers, I will do a watch along of a movie of your choosing of all for all my subscribers. If if we can get if we can get my channel up to 2K subscribers by the end of the year or before my birthday, I will do a live watch along of a movie of your picking. Or we could just have a little birthday watch along. Or a 2K subscriber movie watch along where I pick a random movie. But anyways, guys, until next time, you guys keep it cool and join the epitassness. And I will see you guys in the next review and next live stream. And I now leave you guys with my usual channel outro.